All right, welcome. Today we're going to discuss the VA reducing its force, reduction in force, a RIF of 30,000 employees. Let's get started. Just what I said, 30,000 employees now. There's a good, a bad, an indifference. I don't want to say ugly because that is ugly in and of itself, 30,000 people without a job. Now, the way that it's presented is that by the end of fiscal year 2025, okay, uh, it will have we'll have 30,000 jobs gone. Now, that is down from the 80,000. It was originally proposed as 80,000. Okay. Um, yeah, still 30,000 gone. Now, this is done. Uh, it's not like they're firing 30,000 people at once. They're freezing hiring, freezing current applications. They're doing tiered out, what do they call that? Deferred resignations, right? Where you put in your resignation and it's deferred to the end of the year, right? They started that a while ago. The bad part about this is obviously twofold. One, and most importantly on the surface, is that 30,000 people are losing their jobs, right? It is a reduction in force. And that's not good. Like, that's bad. It's bad. So, and the VA secretary had said, "Oh, we're going to fight this. We're not going to cut anything." Well, he didn't say anything. I shouldn't say that. Um, and did the VA need to be reduced? A lot of people say yes. A lot of veterans say no, right? A lot of people like me say no. A lot of people like me say it simply needed to be restructured. A lot of people like me say it needed to be set up differently to accommodate our needs, because that's why the VA exists. The VA exists to serve the veteran. The government decided to send us to a conflict. We came back fucked up in a variety of different reasons. And their job is to assist us, right? So January 1st, 2025, let's look at some stats, okay? I pulled these stats directly from VA News, okay? January 1st, 2025, the VA roughly had 484,000 employees across all of what it does, okay? January, and then as of June 1st, okay, so last month, June 1st, 2025, it had 467,000 employees, a reduction of about 17,000. Okay. So between now and September 30th, they are going to reduce an additional 12,000 VA employees to exit through normal attrition, voluntary early retirement, okay, or the deferred resignation program, which is what I said before. They will voluntarily resign, take a severance, whatever the program is. I don't have access to that information, whatever that program is. But there will be 12,000 more, nearly 12,000 more. Okay. Now, on VA News, it states directly, I'm going to read it directly, and I'll put the link to this in the description. VA has multiple safeguards in place to ensure these staff reductions do not impact veteran care or benefits. I don't know how they can make that guarantee, because all members of the VA impact that. Every single one. From the janitor to the call center employee to the doctor to the guy who sits behind the desk asking for my last four. Every single one impacts that. I don't know if the VA is aware of that. Every single employee they have impacts our care and our benefits. So, they claim that there's multiple safeguards to continue the good run they're on, and they are on a good run. Okay, I don't want to paint it all as doom and gloom. All right. So, VA performance has improved under President Trump and Secretary Collins. Okay. The VA disability claims backlog is down nearly 30%. Okay. Now, it doesn't talk about accuracy. It doesn't mention how many of those claims are appealed due to inaccuracy. And I speak from personal experience. I'm in the middle of a higher level review for my claim, which is an appeal process, okay? Because mine was denied due to inaccuracy. So being fast is great, but being fast and inaccurate is bad. Okay. The VA is processing a record number of claims, 1 million claims processed for fiscal year 2025 in February. So in just 2 months, reaching 2 million by June. Okay. There have been major reforms for survivors to get benefits. Okay. They are accelerating deployment of its integrated electronic health record system, making it easier to get records. Okay. Talking about phasing out treatment for gender dysmorphia. That's a cost-cutting measure. In the DEI at the VA, a cost-cutting measure saved about $14 million. And the VA has brought more than 60,000 VA employees back into the office, which they claim is a good thing. I don't know if that made the VA better or worse. They claim it made it better. Okay, so there is some data here to say, hey, we know this is happening. This has already been happening. This is just going to finish the process. It was supposed to be 80,000. Secretary Collins drew a line in the sand and said, no, it's going to be 30,000. That's it. Because we need to realign our departments. Okay, but he didn't really talk about what the realigning is going to be. There are still wait times for claims, especially, and I talk about that because I'm personally going through it. So there are significant waits for claims. That's just part of the gig. It's just part of the process, right? I'm okay with wait times for claims because hopefully that means someone's reading it. In my case, no. I don't know why there's a higher level review when, to me, it should start at the higher level review. But hey, who am I to make some sort of statement but the disabled veteran, right? So people are throwing a fit about this, and rightfully so. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But people are throwing a fit about this because, like, oh, Trump's cutting the VA. Trump hates veterans. No. We knew this was coming. Okay? We knew this was coming. And it's a continuation of what had already begun. So make sure that as you guys are talking about this around the water cooler, okay, make sure you guys are giving that accurate information, giving statistics, right? And y'all provide the statistics for you, okay? but also stand up for what you believe in, right? But make sure that you're being accurate. You know what I mean? All right, that's all for this one. We do have our podcast coming out later on this week. I'm going to record it today. Make sure you guys like, follow, subscribe, comment your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. I love you.